Welcome back to the homelab series, guys. So if you'll remember last time, what we did was we put Suricata on this box, and then we made this email alert.py, which I have renamed to slack.py, and I'm going to show you why in a second. So initially, what I was considering was how would we do email alerting? The problem that we run into with email alerting is there's no good and easy way to do email alerting in the modern era. So it used to be back in the day, Gmail used to have API tokens that you could get straight through your Google admin account for less secure apps. So it would just be a single token that you would get. You would use that to authenticate, and then you could send emails from your Gmail account, which was wonderful. The problem is they deprecated that feature as of January 2025. So if we wanted to instead send emails through a legitimate server, what we would have to do is install our own local postfix server as a Docker container, and then send those to an SMTP relay, which we could get about 200 emails a month for free, and then buy a DNS record or a domain and then set all the DNS records. We could do that, but there's just not a lot of point when you can just use platforms like Slack and then get a free bot that will do everything for you, and then it just goes through Slack in this very simplified way where the only thing we need is a single token, and then we have the Slack SDK already here. Ta-da! And then everything works. So still getting over this cold that I have, so I'm going to try and keep this short before I end up dying on camera and having to spend all that time editing and post. That would not be fun. So a quick review of what we have. We've got all this stuff here. We've got our libraries, our I don't know that this is necessary. I was bouncing back and forth. We might have something that's not web client from Slack SDK, but we'll find out in there. If anything, it's not going to hurt to have both of these in here at the same time. It's just like how much of the libraries are we going to be throwing into memory when this runs, which is not going to be extensive either way. So when we come down to send alert with token.text, Slackbox token is read file strip, okay, and then we've got web client. So here we had from Slack SDK import web client, and then response is client dot, which is this variable right here, right? Client dot chat post message, which again is part of the web client thing, and then this is where it actually sends it and then prints out the response right here, right? Or well, yeah, it assigns that as a response. I used to return it, but then I turned off all of the printing because it was causing problems when I was trying to take it and run it as a daemon in the background. So it looks like we actually didn't need this here. In fact, if I search for Slack SDK, those are the only two places that we have it. So you know what I can do is actually to prove it to you guys, we can do that, and then we'll see if it still works. And then we're not getting any errors ostensibly. Although maybe we should maybe I should go back through and have it try. Maybe we'll do a test. So if name equals main, we'll go send alert, and then we'll just do test. And then it should actually send that to my Slack. And then we'll just send alert test, and then we'll do print sent. And if it doesn't error out, then that'll be fine. Oh, oops. Haha, turns out sent is not defined, but the string sent is defined. And it's sent. Okay, so it doesn't have any errors. So we actually had no issues there. I'm going to take that out, and then if I go check my Slack now, I should actually have that in there as, look at that. Oh, test. Wonderful. Amazing. So I'm going to get to how these things come in just a second. So if we take a look back here, we have the client, the channel ID is alerts. So this is the alerts channel that I made for my free Slack account, and I'll show you how to set up the bot really simply. I'm going to take this whole code and I'm going to post it to my GitHub, and it'll be up there by the time this video is published. And so I'll go ahead and throw all of that in there. So there will be the link in the description. I think that's the proper YouTubeified way of saying that. But that's effectively what it's doing. It's everything that it did before. Now the only difference is at the end of this parse Suricata function or whatever it is, parse Suricata log, if alerts found, then we're going to join all the alerts together that are in this alert message array, and then we are going to send the alerts. And it's going to send them all together. Ta-da! Perfect for us. And then if you have Slack notifications on, guess what? Now you get notified. So let's take a look at what we also have. So I found that on this tiny little computer, if I ran it in RC local or if I ran it as a local daemon, it was literally causing the computer to freeze up. But if I run it manually as a daemon, once everything's already started up, ostensibly because it doesn't have all of the additional computational pressure of everything that it does on startup, it works fine. So I guess that's the downside of cheap hardware sometimes, is you can't have everything. But you can see we do have this currently running, and it is running in the background because I don't have another terminal window open, and it is running, and it's not currently running on here because in this active terminal session because I'm able to run other commands. And then if I show you Slack, then it's the exact same thing, right? And the command that I ran was literally just this with an ampersand after it, which backgrounds the process, which allows me to keep using this terminal for other things. But if I have it printing a bunch of stuff as a background process, then while I'm in this terminal, every time it finishes and says like no alerts were found, it just prints that to the terminal, and I was like, okay, I don't need that. Like so I got rid of the printing, and then everything was fine. But here's the cool part. So now if we do history grep curl, we've got, this was the guy that we were using to test our alerts. Now, ostensibly, the alert should be generated. I'm going to grab my phone real quick, because in a moment, I should get a Slack notification telling me, hey, we just got an alert, because what's it doing? It's running every minute, and every minute it's querying the last 2 minutes. So it's technically running every minute and some change, because it takes some positive amount of time to properly run the whole process. And it might take like 10 seconds if there was like an extreme onslaught of alerts of things that it had to process, or if the API call like takes some time to actually go through, then all of those things can result in a process that might take slightly longer than 60 seconds. So I'd rather err on the side of caution. So if we just do it for 2 minutes, then, we risk that. I guess I don't have notifications set up on my phone, but take a look. This is now our new alert. You see here, we had our test alerts, and now we have this TOR alert that was just generated. That did it all by itself. I didn't do anything. And that's all from our simple code that we ran. So here's how you're going to make your bot. You're going to sign up for your Slack account, and then everything's going to be great. You just sign up for it like you would a normal account. You're going to make an alerts channel. Okay, great. Then you're going to go to api.slack.com. I was playing with this for a long time last night, trying to figure out how the heck to do this thing, and I finally got it figured out. And it's actually pretty simple once you know how to do it, but I mean, welcome to literally everything ever, right? So you got your basic information, blah, 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 your client ID, your secrets, and your signing secrets. And these things you actually don't need for this. Here's what you do need. So you got to give it a name, bot, short description, long description, lots of bots. You have to give it a color, just the dumb stuff. If you go down to OAuth and permissions, this is the only thing that you need. So this is my bot user token. So I'm going to actually go ahead and like recycle this and get a new token. That way nobody else is using it and trying to do bad things with it. So I'm going to recycle this token once I'm done with this video, which is fine because you just reinstall it and then you get a new token. But this is what you do. You go down to scopes. This is the only thing you need to add is chat.write. That's it. That's all you have to do. It's chat.write. You get your basic information. You leave everything alone. You don't have to generate app level tokens. That's for a different thing. OAuth and permissions, chat.write. That's it. And you're done. You can set your IP address range to be only your local IP address if you want to, but for a simple project like this, it's a bit overkill. And then you go to install app, and then you just hit install app or reinstall app. And then when you do, if you go over here and refresh the page under apps, this will show up down here. And then from here, view app details. Let's see, configuration. No, because that sends us back there. Oh, add this app to a channel. There it is. Ta-da. And then from there, you just attach it to, you add it to alerts, and then it does the alert thing. And that's it. And that's way easier than going through and configuring all of your custom email settings. And now, anytime anything bad happens, you can be notified directly on your phone or online or wherever else it is that you prefer you get your alerts to. So I really just wanted to bring this to your guys' attention because it's so cool when you take a look at what it is that we're capable of doing just with like such a small amount of code. Like this is 77 lines of like rather poorly written code. I literally had a library in here that I didn't need like 2 minutes ago. But look at like what it is that we're capable of doing. We have thousands and thousands of alerts of horrible, terrible things that you would want to be notified about on your network should it happen in real time. And now you actually can. Imagine that kind of power that you could bring to the organization, which is why this was the core of the Deca $1 Million SaaS that I made for my first company. If you do a project like this and you're able to explain this to somebody in real time, this is one of the most impressive things that you can do for somebody. Even with experience, this looks pretty good. Without experience, it is an absolute game changer. So I hope you guys appreciated this. Like, comment, subscribe, do all the YouTube things. Let me know what you guys want to see next time, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers.